loud. Okay. Cool. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I've got everything hooked up to my microphone here. And I'm just going to get started. I'm sure other people are going to be trickling in bit by bit. But to get started, of course, I want to say welcome and thank you for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. This is all about releasing some of the energy from 2020 so that we can take advantage and move into 2021 from a really powerful space. And in order to do that, I want to talk about some of the opportunities that 2021 has in the midst of all of this chaos and the way that things are changing. So a little my intention is really to guide you through a meditation. It's going to be a live guided meditation, and that'll be the latter part of this meeting so that you can release 2020 and then also help you get a strong stance, a strong vision for 2021 going in. We're going to be working at an unconscious and a conscious level. Don't worry if you don't understand what that means quite yet, because I promise you, it's all going to make sense whether you're aware of it or not, okay? So some housekeeping, I really suggest that you turn off notifications and let this time be for you. And I'm going to make sure, okay, I did it too. I hosted a webinar last week and I didn't turn off my notifications. If for some reason tech gets funky, as it can out here in the sticks, just be patient with me and I'll re-hook up. I'll be right back as soon as I possibly can. And just be patient with me. We're going to go probably about an hour. If it goes over a little bit more, not a big deal. I just want to let you know about time. I'll try to respect your time, but I get really excited about some of these things. So I'll try to keep it concise and to the point. I highly suggest keeping yourself hydrated through this process, because at the end, actually in the beginning, as you're creating a new vision, there we go. As you're creating your new vision for 2021, you're already going to start shifting some energy. And as you knock a couple of things loose, just keeping yourself hydrated allows you to physically do kind of the cleansing and the releasing that you're also going to be doing at an emotional level. It's not separate from each other. It's all absolutely connected. And let's see. Oh, tomorrow there's going to be an email with a replay. So if you want to do the meditation over and over again, or if you want to do the exercise at the beginning of this call, again, it's all here for you. So don't feel like you have to get it all right and that it's like it has to be perfect tonight. I want you to relax. I want you to have fun. I want this to be empowering to you, because one of the things for 2021, especially for people going into creative industries or really stepping into their creative ideal selves, is going to be self-authoring, the authority of the self, really taking power back for who you are. So, yeah, so there we go. Turn off notifications, tech, all of that good stuff. Another thing I like to say in these calls is there's always an elephant in the room. Like, are they going to sell something at the end or are they not going to? I'm not selling anything tonight. Tomorrow you'll get an email with the recording and then also ways to join my Facebook group. Or if you just want to be in my vibe some more, you'll be on my email list. If you don't want to, you'll unsubscribe from my email list. Tonight, just relax and let this be whatever it is that it needs to be for you. So, and since everything does begin with an intention, I'm also going to, let's just switch this a little bit. I'm also, let's do gallery. I'm also going to, first of all, mute Todd real quick. Where is he? Okay, just gonna, let's see. Yeah, and okay, so I think I've muted everyone. So, my intention for you guys tonight is to be able to experience a transformation and a release at an energetic level, at a subconscious level, a release of anything from 2020 that's no longer serving you, so that you can move into 2021 clear on what it is that you want, clear on the opportunities that are available for you, and clear on your vision and what you are available for. And what I invite you to do right now what I invite you to do right now is to take just a second, and I'll give you a second to set an intention just for this next hour for yourself, because everything does indeed start with an intention, and setting intentions is incredibly, incredibly powerful. So for you, it might be clarity or relaxation or just, release, whatever it is. So set that intention for yourself. If you want to write it down in your journal or the pad, hopefully you brought a pen and paper, and write it down. The intentions are powerful. Okay, good. So, as I said, the first part of tonight, what we're going to be talking about is creating your vision for 2021. But I kind of want to back it up in and put it in context of this, a most spectacular year, and how I'm interpreting certain things and how I see certain things coming down the pipe. Now, before I get into this, I want to say that I don't have all of the answers. And in the theme of self authoring, I want you to really understand something. You get to listen to yourself as your own authority. And you know at an energetic level whether something that someone says or does is aligned with your highest and greatest self or not. So tonight, if I say something and it lights you up and it electrifies you, go ahead and take it as yours. Tonight, if I say something and it just doesn't work for you, go ahead and reject it at an unconscious level. Not everything I'm going to say is going to apply to everyone in this context, but I am going to offer some of the perspectives that I have from my own model of the world and from what I do. Right. Okay. Oh, by the way, some of you are new to me. So let me introduce myself for a second. I'm seeing a lot of people that I know and some other people that I don't know. My name is Erin Vasquez. I am a master certified neurolinguistic coach. I am a timeline therapy practitioner, and I'm also a master certified hypnotherapist. For almost 4 years, I've been helping creatives of all kinds become more aligned, more authentic, and more abundant, whatever that means to them. It can be going after like the sexy house in the Hollywood Hills. It could be going after the freedom that the van life affords them. And I do that by teaching from 3 different creative career pillars. That's subconscious reprogramming. We're going to be playing with that a little bit tonight. Mindset mastery, we'll be looking at that a little bit tonight. And also career knowledge. We won't get into that tonight, but I am going to touch on a couple of things that I see happening in the creative industries that I think are really, really exciting. I do this is my calling because I think that artists are so important. And in my entire life, I've met so many artists that don't understand their value and how to translate their passion into value so that they can do what it is that they love for their life. So that's a little bit about me. I'm sorry to jump the gun for those of you who are like new to my world. That's me. So, so 2020, getting into kind of the context of everything that I'm seeing, 2020 was, a crisis. And what crises do is they act as accelerants. So, what was already in motion on both individual and collective levels is just revealed on wider, like in a wider way. So, that means in the context of creative industries, we already saw the gatekeepers losing their relevance in so many different ways that with the democratization of the internet. we all know that people can self-publish, that you can upload your own music to Spotify. There's no longer these people, these executives like choosing you and saying like, you're so special, you get to do this, um, and everyone else is not the chosen one. We get to choose ourselves. And there's a great book by James Altucher called Choose Yourself. I highly recommend it. I recommend it to everyone I coach and all of my students. Yeah, it's called Choosing Yourself. And that's basically what we're going to be going to talk about you doing here for this first part of the live stream. Okay. Um, so, so along with this accelerant, certain structures and systems that I believe have really repressed creative types, they are starting to come into question as to whether or not they're still relevant. What I mean by this specifically are the educational system. Myself and so many other creatives went to schools that taught you to sit down, shut up, color in the lines, and if you do something according to who you are and your own soul's blueprint and it doesn't fit into the agenda, then you are failed or you do not cooperate or you're told all sorts of bad things or all sorts of things about how you are being bad. You're punished for it. So some people persevere and they keep going and they're totally fine. But if you're someone who's more like me, you were like, oh, okay, I just want to get through this and do it right, do it the right way, because that's the responsible way, right? And that's the thing that's going to get me to the career and the safety and the whole dream, the whole package that most of us have been sold since a very, very young age. Okay. And I bought into the package. I went into corporate America. I went to marketing. I did all this stuff, right? And then you wake up and you're like, well, there's still this part of me that's like so important. Well, with education, we're seeing a lot of shifts in education in how parents are handling it, how kids are handling it. And I don't know how it's going to play out in the long run. But this education that maybe all of us, obviously, I can't make generalizations for everybody, but the generalization for people who, or the victimization or the brainwashing of the education system for people who cannot just kind of compartmentalize and say, this is who I am and this is what I'm going to pursue and keep going with that, then there's things that are shifting right now. And hopefully my intention is for you is that you can see that we can shake off the programs from any education systems that no longer serve us, so that we can just release that and understand that the world is wider and that knowledge and education comes in all sorts of different forms. It's not just a degree, it's not just a GED, it's life experience, it's connection, it's going out there, it's playing the music, it's writing the words, it's doing all of those things, right? So that's one system that is definitely under review. And another system that's under review is the employment system. So we go to school and we do all the things so we can go to college, so we can go and get a job, right? All right. So that's clearly under review. Jobs are changing, the workforce is changing. So I want to bring this up for you so you can see and maybe open up the idea of some of the opportunities, because I'm going to ask you to envision for yourself here in a couple of minutes. And I want you to understand that the possibilities are wider than what you might have been shown in school and through a traditional career path and all of that stuff. It's not relevant anymore. So I just wanted to say that. Now, I want to say in 2021, my feeling of it is, and I could be wrong, that things are going to continue to be pretty intense. So, what I invite everyone on this call to do is to really ground it into the vision of what you create tonight, and continue to ground into it and build on it and build on it, because as the intensity bears down, because all of these systems are kind of falling apart, it creates chaos. I want you to come back to what it is that you do want, because there's going to be all sorts of distractions of like what you should be scared of, what you should be angry of. We've been seeing this for a really long time. What you should and shouldn't say. And maybe some of those things are true for you, but as long as you can come back to the truth of who you are and not get distracted by all of those things, not unlike, like for myself personally, I got distracted from the truth of who I was, and so I went to corporate America, right? And that just like resulted in kind of a disaster. um, as long as you come back to the truth of who you are and come back to the vision that you're creating for yourself, and start noticing how those opportunities are there, how the possibilities are open. The old stories don't have to hold relevance or be the truth for you anymore. Okay. All right. So that's the context of 2020 and 2021. Kind of going into everything. So hopefully everyone is still with me and this is making sense. I know that this is a lot, but the things that need to hit you are gonna hit you. So what, I also wanted to share, like, you know, there's a couple of examples of like things, establishments that we thought were like all pervasive, like just things that would never change. One of the things that I've seen this year is like Joe Rogan has relocated from from Los Angeles to Austin, Texas, and he's taking like the whole comedy scene with him. He's really taking the power that Hollywood and the Comedy Store once had for the comedy scene, and he's taking it and creating the circumstances and the environment that he desires to live the life that he wants, and he's bringing all his friends with him. So there's a shift there. There's a couple of people in here from another group that I'm a part of. We're all Bret Easton Ellis nerds, and what he's doing is he's reimagining how we can experience the novel, in the sense that he every 2 weeks he reads a new chapter of his new novel to everyone who pays for his Patreon. And an absolutely beautiful experience. It's unlike anything that we've ever experienced before, and the group and his fans are just freaking out about it. So I want you to understand that there are examples out there. You just have to dig for them. And if someone is doing something that lights you up, don't you dare run the story like, oh, they had this advantage or that, or they da 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 da. Go ahead and get curious. How can you replicate that behavior? Okay, so those are just a couple of examples that I found to be really exciting this year and that have been a result of 2020. Okay, so tonight, let's ground into your vision for 2021. And what I want you to do is just sort of like, we're going to shift a little from like the lecture part of it, and I'm going to ask you to go inside. And also take a sip of water because we're going to shift some energy. Okay, so I want you to go inside and just really feel a new year coming up. And I want you to think about a couple of things. Start thinking about what you've always desired. If no were an option, what would you wish for? Another question that I think is really, really valuable is, if you weren't afraid, what would you allow yourself to desire? So often we're scared to even admit what it is that we want to do. It took me 5 years to even say to myself that I wanted to be a life coach. I had so much judgment about it. So much judgment about it. All right. So I want you to start putting this vision together. Another question, maybe to jog your imagination, is, if there were no limits to who and what you could be, who and what would you be? And as you're putting this together, oh, we got a newbie. As you're putting this together, what I want you to do is imagine life. I want you to imagine how it feels to be this version of yourself. And Ruth, you just got here. You just got here for a juicy part. So I'm going to repeat these questions. We are creating the vision of 2021. And we're using a couple of different questions. And yes, this is specifically about creative career, but we all want the creative career because of what it means, right? Like, so there's meaning behind it, the feeling, the life. So again, I'm gonna repeat those questions. Um, what would you wish for if no weren't an option? And what would you allow yourself to desire if you weren't afraid? And if there were no limits to who and what you could be, who and what would you be? And as you start putting this together, I'm just going to linger here for a couple of minutes before we get into the meditation. But I want you to think about like the feeling of being this person, of having created this life for yourself. Okay. What does life look like? Who are you talking to? Who are you working with? Who are the people that are in your world? Who are your peers? Who's texting you every day? What do you wake up in the morning looking forward to doing? And what about now, like that's in your life that you might wake up not looking forward to doing? What would be gone? What gets to be deleted from all of that? For me, straight up, I'm lazy. When I reach my full potential, house cleaning, it's done. It is a thing of the past. Except for my son's Legos, that will be forever. So again, what would you wish for if no wasn't an option? What would you allow yourself to desire if you weren't afraid? If there were no limits to who and what you could be, who and what would you be? And as you're putting this together, I want you to create a picture, a snapshot in time of this life that you're creating of yourself. It's just a picture, and you're looking at yourself in the picture. So like you're viewing yourself on a movie screen, okay? But it's a still of the movie screen. And I just want you to get that together and store that picture somewhere else, because you're going to need it here probably in about 20 minutes. Have it easily accessible. Go ahead and know that it's stored at an unconscious level. So anytime you need to access it, earlier I said when things get weird this year, or any year for that matter, you want to access your vision because you want that to be your true north, not all the chaos and the drama on social media or any kind of media or anything like that. You want this vision to be your guide, okay? So hopefully everyone has that. Everyone has that. Good. Did I get everything that I wanted from there? Okay. So this is the moment that we're all here for. Let's drink water. We're about to go into the meditation. And at one point, or at multiple points, there's going to be some pregnant pauses. Now, something that I want you to know is that, first of all, you're totally safe, healthy, whole, and complete. I'm going to do a light hypnotic induction so that you can access your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is the domain of the programs that are no longer serving you, and it's the domain of programming things that will serve you into the future, okay? So, the thing about the unconscious mind is that it is not logical. We get into situations that we don't really love because we're totally logical. Me going into corporate America, it was the logical thing to do, but it wasn't congruent. It wasn't aligned with who I truly am. All right. I imagine that there's several people on this call who can relate in one way or another. Now, the thing about the unconscious mind is that it's like that gut feeling or that little voice that doesn't always make sense. So we try to talk ourselves out of really trusting it or understanding it or letting it have authority. I would invite you through 2021, as you become more self authoring, as you become your own authority, to let that little voice be more and more of a guide as you go forward. So, tonight, some of you have worked with me before, so you already have practice in this. But if this is new for you, I want you to relax and just enjoy it, and it's okay if you don't do it right. There is no doing it wrong. You get you however you experience this is absolutely perfect for you, but I want you to explore the things that pop up seemingly out of nowhere and that don't make sense. Just practice giving them a little bit of a voice as we go through that, okay? So with that being said, everyone needs to get comfortable. There are going to be some pregnant pauses as I give you guys some time to envision a couple of things through this meditation. And this is where I want you to kind of like sit back if you're sitting up, or if you can lay down. If you're feeling a little self-conscious about this, like you can turn off your video if you want. Whatever it is, I'm going to keep my video on because obviously I'm guiding this. But go ahead and sit in your chair. And what I want you to do is close your eyes. Just start with closing your eyes. And thank yourself for being here. And just take a second right here to scan your body and where you're at. Okay. Just take a second. Notice if there's any fidgeting that comes out. A lot of times our ego is like, I want to stay in control, and you're going to do something that doesn't let me control. So it'll like manifest in a twitch or an itch. So just scratch that itch and, tuck your hair back, all those weird things, get all those little fidgets out. All right. And here we go. What I would love for you to do is just ground in wherever you are. And I want you to take a deep, deep, deep breath in through your nose. Just take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it there just for a second, and then release all of it out through your mouth. And we're going to do that again. Get ready. From the bottom of your stomach, fill it up. Breathe in deep, deep, deep through your nose. And breathe it out from your mouth. We're going to do it one more time. Make this the deepest, deepest breath. And when you exhale, like really let it out. Lion's roar. Okay. So like in through your nose. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. And then exhale everything out. Now what I want you to do is start to get into a nice light rhythm, just breathing nice and relaxed in through your nose and out through your mouth. At any time during this time you feel distracted or your thoughts are wandering, you can always come back to concentrating on breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just get into that really beautiful rhythm, a rhythm that works absolutely perfectly for you. And what I want you to consider right now is that you don't have to actively listen, because everything that you are about to experience, your unconscious mind is going to process and create and show you things exactly how you need to experience them this evening. So your only job is to relax, and you can listen or not listen, but you can know that your unconscious mind is receiving all of the information that it needs to receive. So just continue to relax and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And remember that you can trust your unconscious mind. Whatever it shows you, whatever it brings to you, just trust your unconscious mind. And before we get into the meditation, what I would love for you to do is bring awareness to your crown chakra. So that's the spot at the very, very top of your head where your king or queen crown resides. Beautiful, beautiful crown, letting you be sovereign, the ruler of your own life, the authority of your kingdom and your career. And I want you to bring attention to that crown chakra, and I want you to imagine directly up above that crown chakra, probably about 7 feet above that crown chakra, is a beautiful, beautiful, just shower of golden or white light. Your unconscious mind knows what color you need tonight. Beautiful golden or white light just showering over you, like it's coming straight down onto your crown chakra, and it's just drenching this beautiful, beautiful density going all over you, covering your entire body, head to toe. And as it is covering you from head to toe, you feel invigorated, you feel protected, you feel energetic and visionary and in touch with the light that you have been put on this earth to shine into the world. You as a creative, you as a creative here to shine a light into the world, okay? So I want you to imagine this beautiful sparkling light drenching down over your crown chakra, and just imagine it pouring down your forehead and the back of your head, over your cheeks and down your neck and over your shoulders. And you're still breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, feeling so, so, so relaxed as that beautiful sparkling light invigorates you, going down your chest, your shoulders, your arms, all the way to the tips of your fingers, over your chest, down your shoulder blades, through your torso, over your stomach and your solar plexus, your source of personal power, what you are tapping into tonight, right? Your source of personal power, going all the way down through your hips, to your pelvis, your root chakra. That root chakra, those beautiful, beautiful sexual organs, the source of all creation, going down through your thighs, the tingling and the invigoration over those kneecaps, invigorating, protecting down your shins, excuse me, over your feet and over your toes. And I want you to just relax and bathe in that sensation for a moment, still breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Notice what comes to you. Believe what comes to you. Good. Now, what I want you to do is think of your favorite movie theater. I want you to think of your favorite movie theater and imagine yourself walking up to the entrance of it, and you see on the marquee, or the little, yeah, the marquee, it's advertising for a movie called Your 2020. And you go up to the ticket booth and you say, "1 ticket, please." You are buying a ticket to view the movie of your year 2020. And you can go buy popcorn if you want to buy popcorn or soda or whatever it is that you want. Go ahead and go do whatever it is that you need to do. You're totally in control. You're about to view this movie of your life of 2020. And when you're done, I want you to go into the theater and take a seat, center, so that you can see the screen really, really well. And you notice that the lights go down. You found a seat, the lights go down, you're nice and comfortable. And you're actually going to view different parts of this movie at different times. So we might have to rewind, we might have to fast forward. However it works out for you is absolutely perfect. Whatever you need to do is absolutely perfect. So the movie of your life in 2020 starts to play. I want you to find a moment that made you feel really angry. Go ahead and fast forward or pause or rewind and find a moment that made you feel really pissed off, fucking angry. You can still feel that anger when you're sitting right now. The first moment that kind of pops out at you and has a real emotional charge. And when you find that moment, I want you to pause. And this is where you get to trust your unconscious mind. It might be a moment that's surprising, okay? Just trust your unconscious mind. I want you to pause at that place in the movie. Now, what I want you to do is watch that part of the movie where you're feeling really angry and just let yourself feel the anger as you watch it. Let the anger rage, let the little temper tantrum happen, whatever it is you need to do. Watch it, let it play out, feel the feelings, and just let that happen. And I'm going to give you a moment here to do that. Trust the feelings, let whatever comes up, let it be the truth and work with it. Because your unconscious mind is presenting it to you for a reason. Good. Now what I want you to do is rewind to that same spot where you were angry. And now what I want you to do, before you press play, there's a new intention this time as you watch it. I want you to ask yourself, what lesson, what blessing, or what gift are you willing to see? Or you're asking yourself, am I willing to see that will allow me to release the anger from this part of the movie? What lesson, blessing, or gift, or all of the above, am I willing to see that will allow me to release the anger from that part of the movie? And I want you to replay that part of the movie with that question in mind. So press play and play it out. Your unconscious mind wants you to receive a gift, a lesson, or a blessing, or see one of those things in that moment so that you can release or diminish the anger so it doesn't have a say in your 2021. And trust what comes up. What lesson, blessing, or gifts are coming up. And just allow that to be the truth. Good. Good, good, good. Continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And if you can, if you're ready to let the anger go, bless it, say goodbye, let it go. Now what I want you to do is find somewhere in the movie, so you might have to rewind, you might have to fast forward, trust your unconscious mind, because your unconscious mind is going to offer you the moment that is perfect for you to do this meditation with. I want you to find a place where you were scared, where there was fear. When you think back on it now, like you still feel that emotional charge. And I want you to go to that part in your movie and pause when you get there. And I'm going to give you a second to do that. Just pause when you get there. Again, trust your unconscious mind. It might not make sense, the moments of fear that it offers up to you. Now, I want you to press play, and I want you to watch that part of your movie, and I want you to let the emotions be the emotions. Let the fear come through. Allow yourself to be scared. I want you to know that you're totally safe, healthy, whole, and complete right here in this moment. I promise you. So let the fear play through. Just give it the voice that it wants to be. Don't try to suppress it. Don't judge it. Let it be valid. Let it be a teacher. Let it express itself like an artist needs to. Let it express itself. All right. And just notice what comes up. Believe what comes up. Trust what comes up. No judgment here. Fear is natural, especially through this last year. Fear is totally natural. No. What I want you to do is rewind to that moment in the movie where the fear starts. And this is the same thing. It's going to be the same thing for a couple of different rounds, okay? So I want you to ask yourself, what lesson, blessing, or gift am I willing to see that will allow me to release the fear on that moment in 2020 so that it does not have any more power on me moving forward into 2021? So play that part of the movie again, the part of the movie that your unconscious mind offered you for fear, and ask yourself, what lesson, blessing, or gift am I willing to see that will allow me to release the fear on that part of my movie of 2021? And I'm going to give you a second, a minute here to receive the lesson, the blessing, or the gift. Knowing that you're totally safe, healthy, whole, and complete. That you were put here with a creative purpose. The world needs you now. And if you are willing to now, release the fear on that part of your movie on 2020 and let it go so that it no longer has any power. You are courageous. You have courage moving forward. You learned a lesson. You received the gift. Good. Now, I want you to go to a part in the movie where you felt really discouraged in 2020, where something did not go the way you planned, where you might have had some really great plans and they just got turned up on their head and you felt super discouraged. And maybe that's upset, maybe it's angry, but see what your unconscious mind offers you now as a moment in time on your movie. And trust what your unconscious mind brings you. So if you need to rewind or fast forward at any part of this movie, just go for it. Trust what your unconscious mind gives you. Go to that place now. Go to that place now. And I want you to watch that part of the movie where you felt really discouraged and really upset. And I want you to let the emotions play out, give them a voice, give them space, let them be valid, let them be real, let them do what they need to do. Give yourself and that emotion, the discouragement, whatever else is wrapped up with it, give it a voice, give it a moment. No judgment. However it plays out is absolutely perfect. Your unconscious mind is showing you so many beautiful things right now, and you're trusting your unconscious mind in this beautiful relationship that you're forming for 2021. Good. Now, just as before, I want you to rewind to the beginning of that moment where you feel discouraged. And I want you to replay it again with the same question, with the same intention as you're watching it, okay? Ask yourself as you're watching it again, what lesson, blessing, or gift are you willing to see? Am I willing to see that will allow me to release the discouragement on this moment, on this part of my movie? So play it again and watch it again and ask yourself, what lesson, blessing, or gift am I willing to see that will allow me to release the discouraged nature of this part of my movie and trust your unconscious mind? What lesson, blessing, or gift am I willing to see that will allow me to release the discouragement on this part of my movie and trust your unconscious mind? Good. Now, if you're ready to, you can release the discouraged nature of that part of your movie so that you don't bring it into 2021. You received a lesson, a learning, or a gift, you bring that into 2021. Same with the fear, same with the anger. All right. Now, what I want you to do is rewind to the very, very beginning of the movie, of your 2020. Rewind to the very beginning, January 1st at midnight, 2020. And I want you to start playing the movie forward in sequence. And as you're playing the movie forward, I want you to notice 3 moments during that movie that you can feel deeply grateful for. And notice what your unconscious mind brings up for you. Trust your unconscious mind. So notice 3 moments over the last almost year that you could feel deeply, deeply grateful for if you chose to right now. Trust your unconscious mind. And maybe it's not gratitude, but joy or happiness or resilience, a positive state, the gifts within the mess. And just notice what comes up for you as you come all the way to December 31st. 3 places that you, or 3 moments that you can feel deeply, deeply grateful for if you choose to right now. And give you a second to experience those. And bring that gratitude into your heart. Encode it into your heart. With gratitude, there is no fear. With gratitude, there is no resentment. With gratitude, there is infinite abundance instantly. Find those moments that you can be deeply grateful for right now. And as you come to the end of your movie of your 2020, I want you to locate that picture that you created a little bit ago, that picture of your vision for 2021. So I want you to locate it and kind of bring it down so that you're holding it in your hands. You're sitting in the movie theater and you have the photo of this moment in time and you're holding it in your hands and you're looking at it. And you're noticing that your 2020 movie is about to end. So what you do is you hold that picture that you created, you hold it up to the screen and poof, magically that picture is on the screen. I want you to see it. I want you to sit with it. It's as big as the movie theater screen. So imagine the picture of you, like you want to see you in that picture. Make sure you're in the picture. The colors, what is that moment in time? Where are you standing? Who are you with? What's happening? And you notice that on the screen, you see the words now playing. You say, oh, now playing. And as it starts to play, that picture comes to life on the big screen. So you're watching yourself on the big screen. You're literally seeing your vision of your life as you, as a professional creative, or in your creative truth, totally whole, healthy, complete, safe, totally aligned, authentic, and abundant. It's you on the screen and you're watching the movie play out. I want you to watch this movie play out. And as you're watching the movie play out, notice, how do you feel? How do you show up on that screen? How are you standing? What's the energy? What do your eyes look like? What are you wearing? You're watching yourself on the big screen. What do you know to be true? What do you believe about the future and about your possibilities? What are you looking forward to? What are the possible obstacles in your hero's journey on the screen? And what are you going to do as the hero when they come up? Notice what comes up as you watch the movie of your life. And trust it to be true. Knowing that you are authoring this reality as you imagine it. Notice the action steps that you're taking and know that you can take them in real life. Notice what you're being inspired to think and feel and do and who to reach out to, and know that you can do that in real life. Notice that you are the authority. You are the main character in this movie. You are writing it out, and you are going to do that in real life. And after tonight, you are consciously deciding to do it in a powerful, powerful way, releasing all of the energy from 2020 that no longer serves you, and seeing that what's now playing is you as your own authority, full of knowledge of what you know to be true and what you desire. Watching that movie play out, and I want you to pull it into your heart. I want you to watch that movie on the screen and pull it into your heart and feel it. Let that go into your heart. Let it pump through your body, carried on little blood cells, going to all of your organs. That truth, knowing that, letting it be your truth at a cellular level, and trust it to be true. Trust it to be true. Decide it now and lock it in. Decide it now and lock it into your heart and let that pump through your body. Let it cellularly assimilate tonight as you go to sleep. And in a little bit, you're going to come back. But before that, I just want to let you know, anything that you imagine, you can create. So imagine well, imagine intentionally, and imagine from a space of possibility. And let that be your truth. Let that pump through your body tonight on a cellular level as you bring the movie that's now playing of 2021, of the vision that you created for yourself, of yourself, as it's playing on the big screen, into your heart. And know that once you decide, then so it is. So what I'd like you to do is start wiggling your fingers and your toes, knowing that if you're ready to go to bed, you're going to have a beautiful night of restful sleep. Pay attention to your dreams. Your unconscious mind is going to be giving you more information because you are paying closer attention to it tonight. And your unconscious mind is the domain of all dreams. Dreams are a beautiful way that we try to solve problems and come up with solutions. So pay attention, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, shake your head out, shake it all out, and come back into the room. All right. Take a sip of water immediately. And I hope you have a journal and a pen nearby. I did allow for an hour and a half for this call. So we are just at an hour right now. I want to offer to anyone, if you have any questions or want to do any Q&A, or if you're up for a little bit of hot seat coaching. For those of you who are new to it, hot seat coaching is, it's pretty direct. Like if I work one-on-one or if I'm in a group coaching situation, it's a little more gentle, but hot seat coaching is pretty. But if anyone has anything that they would like to share or any Q&A, just type it in the chat box and I will unmute you and we can go. I will be here for another half hour if you want. Going once. Is everyone a little a little dazed? I'll keep that in mind for next time. So next week, the response to this was overall really positive. Next week, I'm thinking of doing the same thing to help clear some anxiety specifically, because I think that maybe some of us could use it. By someone, I mean all of us. Oh, Emma, is that you? Like, here, I asked you to unmute in case that's I don't know if you were like just clapping or if you wanted to ask me something. Gotta love tech, right? Okay, well, going once, going twice. I'm gonna take that as a pause for, okay, all right, thank you for letting me know. So yeah, we're gonna do an anxiety workshop next week. Thank you everyone from the bottom of my heart for being here for this. Yeah, I hope it served you, and I will be sending out a recording. So I know we kind of moved through it quickly. That meditation is going to be available to you at any time. And you can do that exercise on your own, like on your own at any time. Just know that these tools are available to you at any time. You don't need some life coach guiding you through it. So hopefully this was helpful. I hope this served. And I'll be sending you an email with the recording. Other ways to like hang out in my universe. Oh, the kitty. It's always a good call with a kitty. And also, if you guys enjoyed this call, if it did serve you, in the email that I send out, and there's going to be a link to leave a review on Facebook. If you guys want to leave a review, that of course helps me out and allows more people to say hell yes to things like this in the future. I'm sending you all massive, massive love, Ani. It's always good to see you. Todd, thank you for being a champion of me. I am sending you all massive love. I hope this served. Sweet dreams. Pay attention to them tonight, okay? All right. Bye bye.